Alright, so today's video is going to be about the developer notes for today, which is 6/2 Friday. It actually just released 10 minutes ago. It was 6 minutes when I saw it. And the reason I saw it is if you go to the... I just logged on the game and I saw this in the mail, which made me go to the website and figure out that, yeah, they just literally uploaded dev notes, which I had been waiting for actually for quite some time. So it's really good. I just scrolled really quick. I didn't read it. I just scrolled through it really quickly. And it is actually quite big. So they're talking about, you know, the producer, which is Moon So-hyun, the producer of OuterPlane. They're thanking us for playing the game, enjoying the game, being patient with the updates and, you know, the bugs. They are aware of the bugs. This is, though you can read it on your own. I'll post the link as well. If I remember to, I think I said that in one of my older videos, but I never really posted the link. So if I remember, I will post the link to the developer notes if you want to read the entirety of it. But I'll actually go to the important updates, right? Some improvements and update we have planned for 7th of June, as expected. Let me actually open the game as well. The reason why it's expected is if you go to the recruit, you can see that the banner ends on the 7th of June. Now the one thing is, right, I wasn't sure if they were going to do one new character a month and they will have 2 dead weeks every month, 2 weeks of the rate up banner and 2 dead weeks, but apparently, okay, I'm not gonna spoil it, I'll talk about it when it comes. Today I'd like to introduce, yes, and beyond the topics discussed today, we will continue to keep our eyes and ears open for player feedback to bring you a more enjoyable gaming experience, which is obviously always good to hear. Key improvements. Improvements to recruitment mileage, carryover and increased recruitment chance. Holy shit, okay, I didn't really see this one. First, let's take a look at the improvements to recruitment mileage obtained while recruiting heroes will no longer disappear and instead carry over to the next drop. Okay, this is massive. The reason this is massive is even if you're not summoning, right? Even if you're not summoning, you actually get one free summon a day, which does count to your mileage. I don't know if they're gonna change it or not, but this alone gives you 30 mileage for free every month. That's not even including the free tickets that you get from just playing the game, which also carries over to your mileage. So, as a free-to-play player that, let's say, you didn't spend a single ether on any banner, you can just automatically get 24 plus 57, which is going to be 79 mileage for free without spending any ether, which is insane by itself. And now it's going to carry over. So let's say if they actually change, they might change it the way that the normal banner works with the rate up. They might just make it so this doesn't carry over to the mileage. I should probably read and figure it out before I make any assumptions. I will no longer disappear and instead carry over to the next drop rate up recruitment. Hero recruitment chance will also be increased, allowing players to obtain new heroes and drop rate up heroes more easily. I already thought that the 0.8% was already pretty generous. For other gacha standards, this is really fucking high. Like a good standard to me would be 0.5. 0.5 is already good enough for a rate up unit. 0.8 is pretty fucking generous. I think they're gonna up it to 1%, I'm assuming. Hero recruitment chance will also be increased, yeah. While we also plan to bring improvements to the products and perks available in the shop, we have decided to prioritize improving recruitments, the feature most often used by players. I mean, is it? I know it's a gacha game, but is it the most used feature? I don't know about that one. In order to lower the difficulty of acquiring new heroes. The game is already free to play. Pretty free to play as is. So this is actually huge. Mileage carryover will begin with the currently ongoing Rain and Valentine drop rate up recruitments, and remaining mileage will not be... Oh my god. Wait, so are they gonna get rid of Stars memory? Because, okay, so new players are probably not gonna be aware. Let me go to my soft launch. Yeah, this one. If I go to the shop, right? If I go to the shop, if I go to resource, Stars memory, this is... No one is gonna have this because you need to have summoned on previous banners that have finished, and by the end of the banners period, all of your mileage will be converted to Stars memory, which you can buy some decent stuff with it, right? Blue books, red books. Do not buy this. You know, some stamina tickets. Do not buy these either. Please do not buy this one specifically. Even this one as well is quite useless. I think the stamina, I would understand it, you know, if you're just trying to farm gear. Anyways, So yeah, they're gonna remove it from the mileage. I don't know if they're gonna remove it completely or they're gonna add another way to gain stars memory. Improvements to hero pieces, regular event, and cost reevaluation. Many players have brought up the issue of difficulty related to collecting pieces to transcend heroes. What? I already like the side story game mode as is, the way that you gain pieces, right? And we plan to prioritize looking into possible solutions and relaxing its difficulty. We plan to lower the cost associated with hero transcendence from where it was initially so that 6-star heroes would become attainable with less resource and effort. This is insane. Specifically, starting from June 7th, there will be regular events providing increased drop rate for pieces, and the pieces of certain heroes will be made available through upcoming events and content rewards. Is this going to include heroes that you do not own? Because that would be insane. The value of 6-star transcendence will also be adjusted in order to progressively bring down their total cost in terms of time and resources. These changes are still a work in progress and we will provide additional details through a future notification. Well, this is not a change that I thought was necessary, but it's very welcome. All this update will come with a variety of changes such as bug fixes, stability improvements, resource modifications. The notable contents of the update will consist of the following 3 elements. New character. This is what I was wondering. I was wondering if they're gonna add 2 new characters a month or only 1, and having 2 dead weeks. This chick, right? We have no idea who she is. I don't think she appeared. I didn't really watch the series, so I can't really tell if she appeared or not. But I don't believe she did. Eternal is her name. Is a charming yet deadly hero. Fire element, mage, enchanter. Oh. She's another. Oh, okay, never mind. Valentine is not a mage; she's a ranger, so capable of inflicting a wide range of powerful debuffs to enemies. She can also provide versatile support in battle with her debuffs that reduce defense and speed. Okay, as she provides speed and stability in clearing fire element, armor, and weapon raids, we expect to see her widespread adoption. Alright, so she's a new hero. They don't include her skills. I think they might do that in the patch notes, not in the dev notes. Guild raid. This is massive. In guild raid, you will cooperate with your guildmates to challenge powerful bosses and compete with other guilds over the course of 2 weeks to reach the top of the leaderboard. This is fucking massive. I haven't even made a video about the guild security area yet, but this is huge. Okay. This is what we have right now. Guild security at fire. I guess they're gonna add a leaderboard to this, maybe, perhaps. Yeah, this is the one that we have. This is the new one. 3 attempts. Okay. The Madman's Laboratory. Duration 2 weeks. Okay. In Guild Raid, you'll cooperate with your guildmate to challenge powerful bosses. Right. There you will find sub-bosses called Geese Guardians and a main boss based on each season's theme. You must work with your guildmates to defeat the Geese Guardians, then use the geese you've acquired to take on main bosses as efficiently as possible to reach for the highest score. You'll find sub-bosses and a main boss for each season's theme. Okay, the season's guild raid will feature devout follower of scientific inheritance, Maxwell. Okay, challenge Maxwell, who has been reborn as a powerful water element boss, to obtain various rewards with your fellow guild members. Developer's gameplay tip. Working with your guild members, first defeat the Geese Guardians and make use of the various geese that you've acquired to help you in your fight against the boss. Scientific inheritance devotee Maxwell is weak against Earth Earth element heroes. Noah, another Noah boss. Lane, Yuri, and Alice will be especially effective at countering his main mechanic. Lane, Yuri, and Alice. I do not. Who the fuck are those? Wait, Lane, Yuri, and Alice. Hero. Lane. I think I know you. I know Yuri, right? I know Yuri. Lane. This one. Yuri. Where's Alice? Do I not have Alice? Oh, Alice! The 3-star. Cool. Event Dungeon. In Event Dungeon, the Reaper and the Gangster will be added. You'll be able to check out a short story of the new hero Eternal and obtain various rewards. You'll also be able to get a cute mascot character based on Eternal, so please make sure to enjoy this new content. You'll also be able to get a cute mascot character based on Eternal. There will also be other various improvements and changes. We will provide the details in the 6.7 patch notes that will be released on 6.6, just as I expected. Okay, this is Eternal. Okay. Improvements planned for after June 7th. We have received your feedback regarding the following issues and we plan to address them and make improvements as outlined below. We are planning to roll out these changes as quickly as possible, but as these changes will require additional development. We'd like to ask for your understanding in our being unable to specify an exact date for their implementation at this time. However, individual changes among these that can be implemented quickly will be applied as soon as possible following a review of the overall content balance. We'll provide the details of the timeline for each of these changes through a future notice. Changes to hero growth. Holy shit, this is a lot. This is a lot. How long is the video? Okay, it's not that long. Changes to hero growth. We have noticed an issue where team compositions become more stagnant the more gameplay progresses. This has the potential to not only negatively impact hero balance, but also increase the difficulty of account progression. In order to allow players to more easily reach a wider hero pool and access a greater variety of content, we plan to implement the following changes. Increase income for growth-related resources. The daily entry limit for gold, XP, and upgrade stone farm dungeons will be slightly increased to alleviate their scarcity at a basic level. And in order to promote growth after level 60, which can be demanding in terms of XP and upgrade stone requirements, the entry limit of limited entry dungeon overall XP gain in hard difficulty will be increased. This also provide a slight increase to the availability of presents. Oh, nice. Wait, this is huge. Presents have been very scarce and they come by very slowly to upgrade the trust level, shortening the time required to acquire exclusive equipment. This is the biggest part because I never really realized that I needed well, gold is like a big one, but XP and stones is like it's like new, right? I never really needed stones. Let me show you my soft launch account. If I go to heroes, if I go to anyone, right? Enhance. I have plenty of food, right? I have plenty of food. It's gonna take 1,000 of the green ones, but it's like one of those is like 3, I think. I can see how many, but it's like a lot more than the green ones. So I have a lot of food. Gold is, you know, I don't have a lot of gold, so gold is a big one. But food and stones, I have been using my stones every single day to enhance friendship level. And even though I've been using them, I still have a lot of stones. You can see the amount of stones that I have. Even though I've been using them for like the past few days. So this one is huge. This one is huge. The rest is good for people that are just starting out the game, I guess. Decoupling hero levels and upgrades. At present, due to max level being limited by upgrade stones, hero growth can stall altogether when a hero reaches max level, while the required upgrade stone dungeon is not available. While the current relationship between skill enhancement and hero upgrades will be maintained, we will be changing the hero level requirements so that heroes will be able to reach level 100 regardless of upgrade status, given sufficient acquisition of XP. So, basically, okay, I need to show an example. This is from what I'm understanding. My Rona's 79 out of 80. If she reaches 80 out of 80, I will still be able to upgrade her past level 80, but I won't gain the stat benefit until I actually enhance her to the next upgrade level, is what I'm understanding. So you'll still be able to gain the XP, but you won't gain the stats until you upgrade her to the max cap, basically. This is what I'm understanding. So I think I'm understanding it well, though. Let me change again. Okay. Following the changes above, upgrades will be carried out independently, and hero growth resulting from upgrade level will be slightly increased. Okay. Hero resource recall. We will develop and implement a feature allowing players to recall resources spent on hero growth that they wish to undo. This feature will likely come with a limit in its number of users. Makes sense, but a function to reset the hero growth of a hero, excluding Transcendence, and recall the resources spent will be provided by default for each account. So you're telling me I can actually reset my Rona and gain all the books that I wasted on her, which is not a lot of books. Maybe Eva as well. Yeah, Eva is probably the biggest one that I want to get my upgrade stuff back. Because, yeah, she's kind of useless. Not for story, but, you know, in-game, she's pretty useless in in-game. Okay, this is good. This is nice. We plan to slightly increase the availability of lower tier skill books that can be found through the resource shop and Infinite Corridor. Cool. This is really good because I'm really low on blue books on my soft launch account, so this is really good. Nothing game changing, nothing too huge. I guess these, the gold and the slight increase to the availability of presents is also pretty big. We'll be adjusting hero balance in order to solve the issue of stagnating team compositions and to improve the utility of underused heroes. Furthermore, we plan to adjust the balance of talismans that serve as the core of boss battle strategies. Talismans are the core of boss battle strategies? Okay, this is a new one. Should this process result in a nerf, we will be providing hero resource recall functionality at the same time, and we will announce the details through an advance notice before proceeding with the changes. Our intended goal is to increase the pool of viable heroes for each area of content, and as our vision of the game remains to allow for the leveling and gearing of heroes of each element to the requirements respective to each area of content, we will do our best to avoid nerfs that may cause players concerns. Rather than carry out these changes in a rush, we plan to carefully look into the repercussions of these changes may have in the game's overall combat. Furthermore, we plan to continue with the regular balance adjustments as part of our update schedule going forward. I don't mind buffs, but I don't know about nerfs. Nerfs in gacha games, especially in PvP gacha games. This is huge. Oh, in the nearest future, this will happen in the form of buffs to 2 heroes whose utility has fallen greatly behind our expectations. Ren was already the best PvP cleaver, so they're buffing her already. She already has a use, right? She's really good in PvP. She's like SS tier in PvP, but she's only maybe A or S tier in PvE, so I hope the buff is to PvE and not PvP. Our initial intent was to allow players to take advantage of Ren's AoE attacks to easily progress through story mode in the early game, and for her to become an effective main DPS against fire in the late game. As her current performance is falling behind relative to expectations, we will be giving her a buff. This might actually just make me summon on her, on my Asia, on my global, because I don't have her on my global account. I need to see the buffs. I hope they post the buffs before the patch notes on the 6th. Actually, the patch notes will drop before the banner ends, so I think that's fine. Unless they will drop it right as the maintenance starts. And they'll be fucked if they do that. But I think, yeah, I'll have enough time to decide if I want to get Ren or not. I hope that balances are not too massive, though. Our goal for Alice was to for her to be a hero whose moderate PvE performance would be made up for by a stellar performance in PvP. So they wanted Alice to be a PvP unit, and she's nowhere near being a PvP unit. As her usage rates appear to be low due to issues with the priority gauge increase effect on her skill 2 and the activation chance of the effect on her exclusive equipment, will be giving her a buff. I don't even know what her exclusive equipment does. Now I am curious. Alice, where's Alice? Now I'm curious. Codex. Growth. Wait, I can't see her exclusive. I need to have her to see her exclusive equipment. Oh, that sucks. Changes to monster balance mechanics. We are aware of certain monster mechanics that can pose too high for a hurdle, and we will be making changes accordingly. As there is a sense of accomplishment in overcoming these hurdles, we will be adjusting those mechanics to pose a more reasonable challenge rather than dial the difficulty down too far. I hope they are talking about Sigma and Stella, because these are the only 2 bosses that are actually too much bullshit for their own CPU requirements. First, certain bosses encountered during initial progression that are too difficult will have the difficulty of their mechanics adjusted down. Area 6 Decod, Area 10 Xi. Thank you. Where's Sigma though? And in the Skyward Tower, bosses that become a hurdle for players such as Sigma, thank you, will have their difficulty re-evaluated and adjusted again. Thank the fucking gods above. Holy shit, is Sigma a pain in the ass. One of the worst boss designs ever. Literal RNG, unless you have Feinan, then it becomes less of an RNG fest. But who the fuck wants to upgrade Feinan for one fight? I mean, I kinda did suggest doing that at some point, but yeah, just upgrading Feinan for one fight is, you know, it's not the best idea. We have noticed an issue. Okay, changes to side stories. We have noticed an issue where players spend all of their side story entries through piece farming and become unable to view the story. Changes will be made so that side story entries will not be expended outside of dungeons. where pieces can be collected. Thank the fucking lords. So one of the reasons why I haven't been able to do any side stories in my global account, I've just been farming Noah shards. I haven't been doing any other side stories. Didn't touch any other side story. So now I'll actually be able to finish the other side stories while farming for Noah shards. So that's going to be very poggers, I guess. I'm glad this has been able to introduce. I'm glad to have been able to introduce myself through a developer's note. I hope this post will help alleviate some of the inconveniences players may have experienced through since the game's launch. We'll continue to communicate with the players and listen to their voices in order to bring you a wonderful and inspiring adventure in the world of OuterPlane. Last but not least, we have prepared a small gift as a thank you to all of our players, which is 500 ether. Cool. How long is the video? 20 minutes long. This is pretty long. New hero, new dungeon. It's an event dungeon, so we're actually getting an event finally. And we're getting guild raids, which actually came sooner than I thought they were going to. I'm not sure how they work exactly. Apparently it's kind of co-op, but it's not really co-op. Find sub-bosses, geese, guardians, and the main boss based on each season's theme, which is going to be Maxwell. The geese you've acquired to take on the main boss as efficiently as possible and reach for the highest score. I'm really not sure how this is going to work, but you know, it's more in-game content. It's what I understand. I hope it's not easy. I hope it's not too easy. And they're adding a leaderboard, which is really good. They're adding a leaderboard. Yeah. Weeks to reach the top of the leaderboard. This is huge. They're finally adding a guild leaderboard. Eternal, I think, yeah, her name is Eternal. She looks pretty fucking good. Yeah, this is pretty HD, actually. They're adding a new fire mage. Do we even have any fire mages in the game? Except for the starter character, this one. Yeah, I think she's the only one. Oh, well, Iris. I wouldn't know, I don't really use them. So pretty good developer notes. I think they will include more details in the patch notes. They have to. They'll include eternal details, and I think they'll include more details about the guild raid, as well as the recruitment buffs and any changes that they will make in the improvements area, I guess. So this wasn't really detailed. It was kind of just a general developer note as to what to come and what to expect in the next patch note, which is pretty fucking good, right? I'm pretty hyped for the next patch, and I'm really hyped to see what Eternal does. I hope she actually changes the meta in PvP somewhat, because right now the meta is kind of it's the same. It's not really boring, actually. It's pretty fucking fast-paced, which I do like fast-paced PvP metas, but maybe it becomes too boring at some point. Anyways, I'm not gonna be stalling the video for any longer, so I'll post the patch notes in the description, and yeah, this is it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.